you guys enjoyed this episode of the Chill Army podcast, make sure you guys leave a like.
If y'all want to see more, make sure you sub and hit the bell.
It's all 100% free.
Listen, shut up.
They didn't even tell you anything and you're over here getting mad.
Because they're going to be like, this guy doesn't know what PSI is. I'm just like, listen.
Wait a minute.
Shut up.
I apologize.
I only do animal science. I don't do physics. You buffoon. I'm sorry. I was in a dark place there.
Oh, my neck. I knew something was coming too. I was just waiting for it.
You just let it happen.
I accepted fate at that point.
Yeah, always accept your fate.
Oh my gosh.
What's going on, Chill Army? So, Ocean Gate.
I'm pretty sure you guys
should
heard
probably
a lot
have
about that.
It was trending. It was trending on Twitter.
Not even just Twitter, just everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere. But it was, like my Twitter feed. I saw it less on Instagram though, but like on my Twitter feed, it was just a submarine after submarine after submarine.
Every single TikTok video I was watching was a submarine. I could scroll.
It's not even. They were making the memes about it.
Yeah, it was the memes. It was the memes, bro.
That's where it was. It was the memes about it. So, I'm pretty sure y'all know what happened, but we're gonna read it here anyway.
Yeah, we're gonna read this article. This is basically like a rundown of like the whole, like situation of the Titanic submarine incident, the Ocean Gate.
To go around.
So, a second Titanic tragedy, the failure of Ocean Gate's Titan. There's stuff on my glasses. You know what? Y'all don't get glasses today. I can't read. I'm joking. I can read this.
Oh, I was about to say, if you want me to read it, I'll read.
But this is by Dave. Why?
I was like, if you can't read it, I'll read it.
All right, so this article is by David Pogue. Okay, let's focus. This is supposed to be a serious topic.
The way you said it, though.
David Pogue.
Pogue. How is it spelled?
It's Pogue, like rogue, but Pogue.
Forget.
He's the rogue Pogue.
The rogue Pogue?
I'm sorry, David, if you ever come across this episode.
The rogue Pogue.
But hey, if you want to like...
Okay, to be fair, it's a unique last name. You don't hear
It is
that
a
every
unique
day,
last
so
name. It is a unique last name. You're awesome,
rather
David.
than like...
You are awesome, David.
William.
You are loved.
Or Gerald.
Why am I talking like it's like some dude who's down on his luck?
I know.
This is a freaking article.
Or Richard.
He works for CBS. You're not a freaking. You're not freaking.
Bro making bank.
Yeah, you're making bank. You're making more bank than me. Give me some of that, David Pogue.
Okay,
we're gonna read it. So, catastrophic implosion. Yeah, implosion. The unthinkable became all too real this past week as we learned the fate.
I wouldn't even say.
As we learned of the fate of undersea explorer Stockton Rush's Titan submersible on its way to the Atlantic grave, of the Titanic. The questions and the second guessing, David Pogue tells us, are likely to continue for a long time to come. What were you saying?
I was saying, where it says the unthinkable. I mean, that was pretty thinkable, if you ask me.
I think they're saying, like, the fact that they even made the submarine in the first place and all that, that was, like, unthinkable, basically.
Like, the unthinkable that they thought they were not going to implode.
Yeah. So last summer, a company called Ocean Gate invited Sunday Morning to join an expedition to the Titanic. At the time, I was thrilled. As the whole world knows now, Ocean Gate's business was taking adventure seekers on these Titanic dives for $250,000 a ticket. A one-of-a-kind carbon fiber submersible called the Titan. Carbon fiber is a great material, said Stockton Rush, the CEO of Ocean Gate and designer of the sub. It's better than titanium. It's better than a lot of other materials. Last Sunday, as Rush was piloting the sub to the Titanic, it imploded, killing him and his 4 passengers. We spent 9 days at sea with Rush last summer. In light of the tragic news, we thought you might like to see more of what we saw and hear more of what Stockton Rush said. The Titan wasn't like any previous deep-sea submersible. There was no dashboard, just a touchscreen computer and a single power button. Yeah.
So this man was basically being cheap with his design.
Pretty much. Yeah, you can even see, there's an image here too of like what it looked like with that little remote, with that little the controller and all that. Yeah. Oh, and it's all cramped up. I would hate to be in that.
I really would. That triggers claustrophobia.
I don't even have claustrophobia, but the fact of being imploded in that,
yeah, that's
like with no way out.
Ugh. What my brother was saying was basically like, if you get imploded like that, you probably don't even realize it. It's like how when you explode.
It's how fast it happens.
How fast it happens when you explode.
See, that's why they should have just sent me down there, bro. Retrieve the Titanic. Me and George was talking about this the other day.
We made a joke that we would simply just walk in
I
the
just
water.
walk into the water, and like that scene from like Man of Steel where he's like carrying like that boat.
The boat. He
You
just
see
picks
me
up the Titanic himself and just drags it along shore.
He's like
I also heard that Mr. Beast was supposed to.
He was.
I literally just like saw articles on that.
Yeah, he was like
he was
I
supposed to
was
be on
gonna
it.
go,
World
but
without Mr. Beast.
That'd been crazy. Who's gonna give me money? No, but seriously, I'm glad that Mr. Beast did not actually go under. That would have been crazy YouTuber death, bro.
You know the father and son also swap places with another father and son too. Man,
Dude,
now that you
mom.
look back in hindsight,
This feels like 9/11 when
There's
everybody was like,
one of-
I was supposed to be on that.
one of
flight
the victims, like one of the victims' mother.
was
like,
it aunt? I think it was. Are you talking about the one with the son?
No. There's someone who's whose mom was. He wanted to go, so like she was gonna go on it. She was invited to go on it, but then the son basically traded places with him because he really wanted to go on it. Yeah. Everyone I know keeps asking me the same question. Why would you ever go on that dangerous sub? Well, first of all, Stockton Rush had the credentials. He majored in aerospace engineering at Princeton. He designed and flew his own airplanes, and he'd designed previous submersibles. Second, he insisted that the important parts of the Titan were rock solid, like the carbon fiber body for which NASA served as a consultant. There are certain things that you want to be buttoned down, and that's the pressure vessel, he said. Once you're certain the pressure vessel is not going to collapse on everybody, everything else can fail. Your thrusters can go, your lights can go, you're still going to be safe. Third, I was convinced
The
by
inexperience is really showing.
an expert, PH. What is that name? Nargilet?
Nargalato. I'm gonna
Nargilet.
call it a Nargalato.
Nargilet. You know what? This is the perfect time
For
to use the
pronunciation.
pronunciation app.
Nargilet.
Nargilet.
As simple as that.
Yeah, Nargilet.
It sounds so simple.
Yeah, it sounds so simple, but
It
it's
looks so complicated.
Right, Nargilet, the veteran deep sea explorer who also perished in the Titan. Oh, okay. Over the years, he'd been to the Titanic more than just about anyone. 37 times when we talked last summer.
37 times.
That's crazy.
Why you visited that much?
Because he has a resonation with the Titanic. That's
They
his.
resonate
That's
together?
That's his all blue. One Piece reference for those of you who don't know. Even if you don't,
Find the all blue.
find all blue. Exactly.
find it.
If you want to get the reference, find the all blue.
Find the all blue.
Find the One Piece. Become the greatest swordsman. Make a map of the world. Become the world's greatest warrior, bro.
And become the pirate king.
Yeah. Yeah. Finally, the crew seemed to foster a culture of safety. There were checklists, inspections before and after every dive, and a 3 strikes rule. If 3 things seemed out of the ordinary, no matter how minor, they'd cancel the dive. I learned that the hard way on our own dive. As divers were preparing to detach the sub from its launcher, floats came off the platform. That wasn't supposed to happen. I never did see the Titanic, and I wasn't unusual. I think he meant to say it wasn't unusual. In OceanGate's first 2 summers of Titanic operations, it spent a total of 50 days floating above the shipwreck site. But because of waves, bad weather, and malfunctions, the Titan submersible actually made it to the Titanic only 12 times. But through it all, Stockton Rush defended his unconventional approach. I mean, anything when you're trying something outside the box, people inside the box think you're nuts. Same thing when Elon Musk was doing SpaceX. Inside the box, everything's scary.
You know, they take a lot more precautions than what this guy did. Again, for the whole incident with this is that it was really just the inexperience, and also the fact that they kind of rushed into it as well.
They did rush into it.
Like, you didn't even have like a lot of the proper materials going into this. And that's why people are blaming the CEO, this dude, because this was not ready for that type of thing yet. Even though they said it went down there, like taking people in it, right? And using a video game controller. Don't you think that just sounds a little sketchy?
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? They were actually advertising like job positions at OceanGate right after.
Oh yeah, right after. You know
that's
that?
Crazy.
They literally added. They were like, yeah, we need new like
CEO.
Pilots or something like that for diving. I'm like, what?
You know, they need to make me CEO. I'll get this company right. I just love the idea. Like, as soon as like you enter the field, it's just like everything's perfect now.
It's like, yeah, we structured now. We got the materials on hand.
We don't need a sub. Just send me down there.
Whenever.
Deondre is the sub.
You know, I just imagine it's like you know, like in the Magic School Bus, how they shrink the people. I just shrink them, and then I just.
How do they see though?
He swims to the bottom.
There's like a camera injected in my eye, and there's like a screen inside of like my mouth, and they just see it. I just have to make sure not to swallow.
He just swims to the bottom of the sea.
Like, you just see me little.
And he has no equipment at all. He just swims down.
I don't even crush from the pressure.
You just walk. Remember just walking along.
This is like the safety. I'm punching sharks and everything that come too close. Bro, I saw off topic, but I saw a video on Twitter where there was like these divers, and there was like this shark just kind of casually swimming, and the shark kind of just did one of those.
Oh yeah, I saw that today.
I see him. Like,
he really said, "Yeah, think again." I was like, "Whoa!" I would have been like, "Hey, yo!"
I was like, I ain't never seen a shark try to flinch someone in my life, bro.
Somebody tried to juke him out underwater, and he learned that tactic, and he was like, "You know,
he was trying to catch people slipping."
He's like.
It was because he was just like casually kind of just going. He said,
and then you saw that cameraman.
It reminded me of that one animated like Lord of the Rings thing with like I think Gandalf is his name or whatever, where he was like he kind of looked at. You probably have seen on Instagram or something. He was like looking at one of the characters and he just didn't want to. And then he just walked away. Like he was walking away and then he looked back. He's just like,
oh my gosh! But still,
like, what the hell?
Yeah, it was really a lot of inexperience at this point. Not even just inexperience, but the material.
When I think about swimming in the ocean, I think of that song with the.
Well, I think it was
from Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong thing, yeah.
With the freaking monkey in the water.
Yeah.
There was one video I saw. I think Alberto sent it to me. It was like what it looks like inside the your nutsack. There was a bunch of tadpoles. I was like, what? And
he's not wrong.
It had the music, and the guy just dove under.
I saw that.
I was like, bro, what?
But as early as 2018, there was concern about the Titan's design. A former employee says that when he raised safety concerns, Rush fired him. Wow.
That's when you know.
Wow.
That is when you know that you should, bro. If somebody if an employee gets fired for calling the boss out on something, you know the boss is wrong.
You know the boss is wrong.
I would have been like, that would have been my hit to quit the company already.
That's crazy.
I would have quit the company and be like, all right, you don't want to listen. Because I feel like people think that their ideas are so perfect to the point where they won't take constructive criticism. to make something better.
Yeah, and then like when they do get constructive criticism, they take offense to it. It's like, oh, you're saying I'm stupid or whatever. And then he's like, you know what? You're fired.
You're fired. You know the same. You know, even somebody talked to me about the podcast. I'm not gonna say who, but she even gave suggestions. It was like, you know, sometimes maybe in certain areas we'll do something that maybe doesn't seem on topic per se. And I'm like, yeah, all right, thank you for letting us know. Well, I'll talk to my co-host and we'll work and we'll work through it. Yeah. People need to learn how to take constructive criticism and not be so offended, because it's just honest criticism.
It is,
and it's not even to degrade or devalue what you've built, what you've done. It's just saying, hey, I'm he was in charge of, like, he was like safety concerns. He's like, hey, I'm not sure this thing is safe.
You know, don't think it's safe? You don't think it's safe?
I'm not sure it's safe, boss. Like, you think? Like, right? Look, the carbon fiber right here. It's just not. It's not.
Oh, so you went to aerospace school? You know what? Get out of my face. You're fired.
But sir, it's not
out.
It's not safe.
Take your stuff and leave.
It's not safe.
Take a bag of Cheetos on your way out.
It's not safe. Yeah, and he just says, yeah. Why you give me a bag of Cheetos?
Why is he giving him a bag of Cheetos?
No, just some sort of consolation prize for all your work.
You know what? For all your hard work, take a bag of Cheetos on your way out.
Gee, thanks. I like how you threw
I accidentally threw that. It got caught. It got caught.
I just don't get it. Like, you can't take constructive criticism until you fired a dude. I bet that dude right now, like, well, I told you so.
That's what I'm saying.
He's probably looking at it now like,
right? That's crazy. He's probably looking down like,
probably a good thing I got fired, to be honest.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Like, when people tell you guys something, just I don't know, listen.
Right. Don't take so much offense to it.
Like, now, if he was completely dogging on it, like, boss, this thing is trash.
Yeah, but if he was like,
I hate the design.
Yeah, I can understand that.
He really just said, honestly, hey, man, this is, doesn't seem super safe, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And you just fire him.
But continuing
you agree with my ideas?
The same year, a group of submersible engineers urged Rush to seek certification on the Titan by a safety agency. Rush declined, saying that regulation would stifle innovation.
What? See, their level of his ego was just up.
That's
here.
What I'm saying, bro. That's why, like, a part of me really doesn't feel bad.
I don't like, and for me, it's like,
yeah,
okay,
it sucks that it's tragic that, you know, all those people die. But
it was really at the cost of the CEO.
Of the CEO's negligence, basically.
Oh my goodness! They really say, "Yo, we should get this checked out just in case," and he's like, "No, this is violating our policy."
Like that Miles meme.
Nah. The collective Nas. Nah.
He hires people to nah with him.
They're just standing like right behind him.
Like,
nah. I'm like, come on, man. See, now this just goes to show.
And now karma.
This is really what happened. So, Titanic 2?
Years before the Titanic sub went missing, OceanGate was warned about catastrophic safety issues, and OceanGate CEO Stockton Rush said in 2021 he'd broken some rules in design of Titan sub that imploded. Things are not looking good for him, bro.
It's really just showing.
And, like, I'm just gonna clarify this. We're not trying to, like, dog on him being all like, oh, yeah, he deserved it. But it's like, you know, all these people died, and the fact that, like, you know, it was all of his negligence. It's like,
it's just like certain situations that happen where, you know, this really could have been prevented.
It really could have.
Y'all could have taken some extra time to maybe, like, go over some of the
Heck, you could have even talked into, like, talk to, like, some of these, like,
and mind you, these go ahead.
Like, you could have talked to some of these experts, be like, hey, any tips on
any
tips
on
how I can make this sub
that I can make this better,
exactly,
or something. But no, you decided to decline on that. And on top of that, you guys are billionaires, mind you. Mm-hmm. You have the money for a lot of these resources to be put in a. It was the stretch. What was that? You know, you guys have like. The resources to be able to purchase a lot of these extra things for security. I'd rather use that billionaire money that I have you know, to make sure this thing actually
yeah,
comes
for actual
back
funding on the funding on the actual, you know, submersible instead of just instead of just finding shortcuts to
just make it cheaper or something.
Be like, oh, this will, like, instead of focusing like, oh, this submersible will make me billions and stuff like that for making like a tour for the Titanic, actually put some of that funding that you have
into actually making sure
a safe submarine, so you know that the incident that
customers.
So the incident, not even that, where the incident that happened doesn't happen.
That way it can actually float.
No, I'm not gonna say that even if he did get the safety measures, it's gonna be completely invincible. No, many things can happen, even with professional submarines and stuff like that. But it would have been it still would have been a better outcome to, you know, to know that he actually had the safety measures.
Some steel beams in there to prevent implosion. And this is coming from people who don't really know 100% of the science. Clearly,
like, don't get me wrong,
we're not like,
don't get me wrong
in this.
Don't get me wrong.
But there's just a lot of things that you know.
There's, you know, I'm gonna save what I've been seeing on the internet about like how people were like reacting to this, but I'm gonna finish this up and then get to that. Rush told Pogue, you know, at some point, safety is just a pure waste. I mean,
what?
That's literally, at some point, safety is just a pure waste. I mean, if you just, he is really making him, I mean, he's dead, but like, he's really,
this is what I'm saying. This is what we're saying.
This man is really looking like every evil CEO.
Safety's just a waste.
He's making it hard for anybody
to actually take his side.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
No one is taking his side.
You know, at some point, safety is just pure waste. I mean, if you just want to be safe, don't get out of bed, don't get in your car, don't do anything. At some point, you're gonna take some. You're gonna have to take some risk. It really is a risk or reward question.
Yeah, but you take risk with precaution.
Oh my gosh. Wait, hold up. Before you finish that, like, the risk part on that is just, it's like there's guidelines. Okay? You wonder why people die in the Grand Canyon? Because they don't stay on the trail. Literally. The minute they step off the trail, that is on you. And they're talking about taking the risk. That's on him. Anything that happens afterward, that's on you. This guy's an idiot.
This guy actually is like, this guy actually seems really shitty right now.
This is terrible.
I said, I think I can do this just as safely by breaking the rules. Retired U.S. Navy submarine captain Alfred McLaren. That is the most epic name I've ever read.
Say that again.
Alfred McLaren. McLaren.
That's beautiful.
That is beautiful. You know what? If you're listening to this, McLaren, thank you for your service.
Thank you.
You are beautiful.
Genuinely, though.
Your name is beautiful. You probably are beautiful. I'll be gay for you. It's Pride Month. I don't know why I said that.
He really was like, it's Pride Month. We're gonna switch.
It's Pride Month. We're gonna switch teams real quick.
Just real quick.
Just for Pride Month. Just for Pride Month, bro. This man's
that's definitely him,
bro. This man's probably like enjoying retirement, and like he's probably gonna like come onto this episode just like
somehow out of nowhere.
I was like, why did this young black man just say that he would be gay for me for my name? Like, he's gonna be so confused.
Hey, no, we're just saying.
In all seriousness, thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Yeah. And, yeah, so let's see. Alfred McLaren, who calculates he has spent a little over 5 3/4 years under the water, is not impressed by OceanGate's innovations.
There you go. Someone with actual submarine experience is like,
nah.
I
mean, would you fly in an airplane that somebody excitedly tells you, well, it's gonna be a lot cheaper because we found a new way of attaching the wings. Yeah, right.
That's such a good point.
McLaren, thank you.
Thank you for common sense.
Thank you.
Thank you.
McLaren I just love saying his name. McLaren theorizes that the Titan failed
You know
not
what?
because...
He's the one that made the car McLaren. He did that.
McLaren theorizes that the Titan failed not because it was made of carbon fiber, but because it was made of 3 dissimilar materials: carbon fiber, titanium, and plexiglass for the porthole. When you have different materials, different molecular structure, they have different coefficients of expansion and compression, and then you make repeated cycles of depth. Of course you're gonna work that seal loose. And that's why submarines don't run around with any portholes at all. Come to think of it, it's a weak point.
So the repetitive diving is what
It's
also
like
wore it out.
Wore it out.
They should have just made a new one.
That is
If
true.
you think about it, maybe this wouldn't have happened.
Or repeated maintenance.
Repeated maintenance, yeah. Just start afresh.
Or just make it without the porthole.
Yeah, they have money.
They literally have money to do it. In an interview this week with Anderson Cooper on CNN, filmmaker and veteran Titanic diver James Cameron, they got the man who made the movie, bro. They got the man who made the movie. They got Avatar. And he did make Titanic too, so yeah. Pointed out a sad parallel between Stockton Rush and the captain of the Titanic. I think there's a great, almost surreal irony here, which is the Titanic sank because the captain took it full steam into an ice field at night on a moonless night with very poor visibility after he had been repeatedly warned by telegram, Cameron said. The arrogance and the hubris that sent that ship to its doom is exactly the same thing that sent those people in that sub to their fate.
That's what I'm saying right here. It is complete arrogance and neglect in safety. You heard what we read, what he just said about safety. He didn't really care. He was just like,
it was a waste.
He really tried to find as much loopholes.
That's what I'm saying. He tried to find so many shortcuts and stuff, and that's
just do it the right way.
Exactly.
Man.
And you're a billionaire, bro. You literally have the resources to do it.
Like, it's not like
you literally could have bought the resources to make sure that this would have been safe as possible.
I would have just built another one and made it safer. Like, you look at the old one and you're like, okay, how can we better this and make it actually safe to come back up?
With the news that's coming up right now, I don't know. I don't even think Ocean Gate's going to survive after this, bro.
That's actually kind of crazy, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, it was your CEO's fault. I mean, probably some of the people that work for them were like, yeah, we know it wasn't safe, but you know, how can we defy the boss?
So the world mourns the loss of Stockton Rush, P.H. Nargilet, and their 3 passengers, British billionaire Hamish Harding, Pakistani businessman Shahzada Dawood, and his son Solomon.
That's a Solomon.
I feel so bad for the son.
I do feel bad. The reason I took a pause, I was just like, why is it so simple? Like, just Solomon. Just Solomon.
Good old Solomon. Hey, rest in peace to him, for real.
Well, yeah,
and you know the funny thing about Solomon was he was terrified. He said, I don't know if it was the aunt or someone close to their family. I think it was an aunt. Yeah. I think it might have been an aunt. But she even said he was terrified to go. But it was Father's Day, and he didn't want to disappoint his father. And now look. And I don't even blame the other passengers. I really just blame the CEO.
It's mainly the CEO. Already there's talk of restrictions and regulations and lawsuits. Will the Ocean Gate disaster mean fewer people going adventuring? Well, every year, people do die skydiving, scuba diving, and climbing Mount Everest. Tragic every time, and yet people keep coming. Some people just have that itch. For them, danger is the point. The risk of dying gives meaning to living. I think Stockton Rush was among them.
I don't blame any of the other passengers. I feel like the passengers as a collective whole should have looked at the CEO and been like, dude, this ain't really like all that yet. We should just take, I don't know, some time to actually get it like perfected before we try to take this to a deep dive. But my honest thoughts, again, the neglection of safety that fell on the CEO.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the biggest problem.
It's the CEO's fault, man.
It really is the CEO's
like,
fault.
he's the only one to blame. Like, all these other people, they were just innocent. They're basically just, like, innocent by, like...
They were just dragged along.
Yeah, basically
You're coming
dragged
under with me.
Exactly.
Like, I'm like... And like, you've heard us read it here. They literally interviewed this guy, and he was throwing safety out the window.
He literally said safety is a waste. Yeah,
I mean, I don't know how further you could get with that. I mean, this dude didn't care.
Yeah, so
and
final thoughts about all of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, if you don't want to drown in the, no, I'm not gonna say that. We need a better one.
No, I'm gonna say something crazy, but I'm probably gonna go to hell for it. But
are you gonna say it?
No. Well,
do your my final thoughts again is like I said before.
Because for me, it was just like, you know, this could have all been prevented, and the CEO is 100% to blame.
And the funny thing is, we put so much media into this when there was actually like a bigger case going on where like 700 people got like lost at sea, and I think they drowned too, and we were like trying to find, but we were so focused.
But we were so focused on that didn't even get covered.
And the funny thing is, people were talking about get out the Matrix, people.
Oh my
I'm like,
God, shut up with that.
They were talking about, they were like, this billionaire thing is a distraction from the I'm like, and somebody in the comments was like this, all right, tell me 3 things in the government right now in the USA that we should be focused on. Just 3 things. 3 major things. We're not talking about Trump, no politics, but actual like problems. 3. Give me 3, and the person couldn't name anything.
Exactly.
And we're like, shut up. Always talking about get out of the Matrix.
Shut up about the Matrix, man. I hate people who talk like this, bro. Because that reminds me of this freak. I saw this like chick, like the chick I told you about on Snapchat. Mm-hmm. She like posted some weird video about like, I don't know, exposing the government or something. I don't know. And there she was like, this is what she's like, you guys really need to wake up and get out and escape the Matrix. I'm like, did you escape the Matrix?
Did you escape the Matrix? Because it seems like you're still here.
Like, shut up, man.
You're still here.
Like, we're only following you because you post ass. I'm not wrong. Literally, that's all she posted. All she was posting was like sexy, sexy videos, like sexy videos and booty pics and all that stuff like that. Ain't nobody care about that. We following you for this. We ain't following you for some Matrix stuff. Get out of here with that.
Oh man. Like I said, this is all neglection on the CEO's part. Honestly, rest in peace to them.
Literally could have been prevented.
It could have been prevented.
And now we know that...
that this was definitely could have been prevented. Because a lot of people were just saying, they just went down too far, or like it was just wasn't saying. No,
it was negligence.
This was pure
negligence.
And take this as a lesson, people. Mm-hmm. This is what happens when you try to find loopholes in certain things. Sometimes you really just got to go through the process to get it right. Because when you try to find loopholes, it's going to end up falling apart beforehand. So this is just another perfect example of why you should just take extra precaution in certain stuff like this. Right. There's nothing wrong with taking the risk to go down there. Because that's what you have to do, take risk in life. But if you take risks recklessly, then things like this happen. Without any precautions, stuff like this happens. And that's what I've got.
And if you don't want to take risks without the precautions and all that stuff, comment down below, McLaren.
But he's the good guy. Yeah.
Like McLaren, because he's gonna take the risk, but with precautions. So if you comment down with him, you're gonna go on a 7-day cruise underwater with this man.
I would actually like to do that.
I don't think anyone wants to go underwater anytime soon.
True.
Before we actually end it, I've been seeing like a lot of like comments about it, like saying like, this is why we need to stay out of the ocean. I'm just like,
this isn't about staying out of the ocean.
Exactly.
Dude, this is why I hate people, because they're so
they
have a hive mind and they're closed mind.
It's like, see, dangerous thing happened in a body of water. This is why we need to stay out of the water.
The funny thing is, this is how it's like some parents act too. They see one thing go wrong and then they try to shield their kid from doing something. Listen, people, this doesn't mean stay out of the ocean.
Yeah.
This means go into the ocean with more precautions.
The
The fact that people have been up to the moon
That's
okay?
what I'm saying. In my opinion,
that's
we should
way
be,
scarier going
that's
up
what
to
I'm
the
saying.
moon.
Because imagine if a freaking black hole opens up and you in space and there's all. Whoop,
that's it, bro.
That's it.
Like,
unless black holes actually do send you to another dimension.
Like, you can't even move around in space without any thrusters or no. But people over here talking about we need to stay out the ocean. What do you mean? This is part of our life.
This is literally our planet, bro.
We gotta know the ocean.
That's like someone fell off the Grand Canyon.
We
need to stay away. We need to stay away from canyons.
Oh, somebody died in a car accident. Well, I better not drive cars.
Someone got killed by a falling tree and they crushed their head and only their head. We need to stay away. We need to stay out of
away from the trees.
Like at that point, just stay at home.
You know the funny thing? The funny thing is there was a tale about that where a person was scared of everything from the outside and decided to just stay home, and for some reason, this sounds stupid, but I don't know if it was a cow or a tree, but one of it fell through the house and killed him.
I think I heard that story.
I think you know what I'm talking about.
I think I heard that story before.
You know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
I was the one that told you about it, I think.
You did. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like...
I thought it was mom. It's okay, but this is like, in life,
or
you're
it's
gonna
like
take risk every. Like the minute you step in your car, that's a risk.
That's a risk, literally. The minute, not even your car. The minute
Stepping
you step out the door, that's a risk.
That's a risk.
The minute you get out your bed, the minute you even go into bed, because a bed could very much kill you. What if the bed crumbles and then?
I actually heard somebody was actually sleeping in their bed and a sinkhole opened.
Yeah.
What?
They went down and they died.
No way! Oh, that's terrible, man.
I'm gonna fight the sinkhole.
That's what I'm saying. I know you can't
fight the sinkhole.
You ain't gonna take me on there.
Like all the stuff that's falling with me, I'll be fighting around. I'll be like, you're not taking me.
I'm not going today.
I'm gonna be like platforming like Mario.
Yeah. Yo, I would actually like to parkour like that.
That's what I'm saying. But yeah, if you don't want to go in the ocean, well, no, I'm not gonna say that. But if you want to go in the ocean, but with precautions, comment down below McLaren. Well, he will send you on a 7-day cruise to the Atlantic. I would actually
like to go in the sub with him.
Yeah, with him, because he knows what he's doing.
I'm like,
and I want to shake his hand because
he seems like a nice
man. We don't know him. We've never heard of him. We've never even heard of him.
I feel like he tells great stories.
That's what I'm saying. I need to hear stories about his days.
You know what? From now on, he's Grant McLaren.
All right, that's gonna be it, y'all.
We talked a lot, but I think you get the idea. This is
we're 48 minutes, and I need to edit.
Y'all don't be afraid of the ocean.
I'm gonna just edit this a lot.
Yeah, just cut like.
I'm cutting a big chunk. I'm gonna cut out the repetitive stuff because there was a lot of repetitive stuff that was here.
I'm glad that's how we can do it. At least it's not like we just upload.
Yeah, but yeah, you guys enjoyed. Make sure you guys share this video with a friend. Comment down below what else you want to see. What are your thoughts about this story,
Yeah, to be honest, I want to know what y'all people think.
Yeah, and also subscribe if you guys are brand new.
Nobody's supporting the CEO.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
You can't tell me.
That same kid who'd be like, oh, you guys
have nothing else to talk about.
You guys are just making up these narratives about the CEO because you guys have nothing to talk about.
Then give us something to talk about. If you really have a problem,
clean your iPad screen. But yeah, anyway, if you guys,
we really just put about that.
Hey, if you gonna come at us,
we're
gonna come into you.
No, you can give us constructive criticism. We'll take it.
Yeah, but if you're
just saying stuff and insulting us, then
I'm gonna come for you.
You got another thing coming.
Pause. Goodbye, y'all.
See ya.